Mr Kerr.
Presiding Officer, first of all, congratulations to Sharon Dowie on securing this debate, and I associate myself with the words she expressed, and I also would like to associate myself with the words of Fiona Hislop, who I agree with. I hope very much, as I know she has just expressed, that Linlithgow Palace will be open again soon to visitors, because, Presiding Officer, we have in this country a wonderful history, from the wars of independence, Jacobite rebellions, being at the forefront of the Industrial Revolution, the Enlightenment, the defence and liberation of the free world during the World Wars. This is our story, and we can take pride in retelling that story from whatever perspective we choose to tell it. I'm a Scottish Unionist. I believe it's very important that we celebrate Scotland's history, whether before or after the Act of Union of 1707, the anniversary of which was just earlier this week, the 316th anniversary of that event. And I think so, if I may express personal feelings on this, I said this before, and I'm going to take the opportunity to say it again. I find it very frustrating in Scottish politics that there are some people in the political spectrum, not necessarily members of this Parliament, who would consign those of us who believe in being Scottish and British to the margins, in the sense that they say that we're not true Scots. Well, I am a true Scot. I love Scotland, and I take a great deal of pride and draw a great deal of passion from our nation. And that combination of Scottish and Britishness is enhanced. I think I heard the First Minister, the former First Minister, say last summer that she identified as both Scottish and British. And I think that is a very welcome thing to hear members of the SNP say, because it will blunt some of the anger and some of the vile hatred that some of us experience. So whether you, like I, believe that Scotland is empowered by being within the United Kingdom, or whether you don't, I think it's important that we, as members of this Parliament, are perturbed and interested in the condition of Scotland's historic sites, the symbols of Scotland's cultural independence. I think all of us who believe in Scotland's nationhood would like to see priority given to the accessibility and safeguarding of the key sites that shape our Scottish identity. And I would ask Angus Robertson, please, to explain to Parliament fully why it is that after so long Arbroath Abbey, the site of the signing of the Declaration of Arbroath in 1320, a document of worldwide importance, one of the proud moments of Scotland's emergence as a nation with an identity, why that site is still closed. And we have heard from Fiona Hislop talking about Linlithgow Palace, but I think it's important that we receive reassurances from the Minister, from Angus Robertson, that Linlithgow Palace is going to open soon. What is the delay? When can we expect it to reopen? This magnificent site, the birthplace of Mary, Queen of Scots. So, as was put forward in the motion by Sharon Dowie, those are just two of the now 47 sites that are managed by Historic Environment Scotland, which are currently closed. For a nation to have a greater sense of its own identity, the places where this identity was forged and continues to be shaped must be accessible to all of us. We must learn the lessons from what has happened to some of these historic sites in terms of their upkeep and maintenance. And deep down we should resolve, I think, collectively, to support the Scottish Government, to see that there is appropriate levels of investment and care placed in those sites of historic Scottish heritage. People who love Scotland, Presiding Officer, will feel compelled, as I do, to conserve these things that make us the nation we are. And for us, one of these things that make us the nation we are these historic sites. Now, I'm a Scottish Conservative. I believe in conserving. I hope we'll hear from Angus Robertson exactly the steps that will be taken to open up all of these historic sites that have been closed for too long.